Somebody left a comment under one of my videos. They wanted some information on something called hydrogen water. Actually, this is a very good question because apparently there's a lot of people that advocate hydrogen water. There's a lot of videos on it. And let's talk now about the truth. But before I talk about hydrogen water, I want to warn you about something that has been shown up in a lot of the water supply all over the country. It could be some sort of plot by some foreign nation to poison Americans. What I'm telling you to look out for is something called hydrogen dioxide. Apparently, it's been in a lot of the water supply of big cities all over the country. Now, what I just told you is a complete flat-out joke because hydrogen dioxide is a chemical name for water. Water is hydrogen is H2O, which means it's hydrogen combined with two molecules of oxygen. So the chemical nomenclature for water would be hydrogen dioxide. And I'm laughing because a couple of years ago, somebody spread this around the internet about how people were being poisoned by having hydrogen dioxide in the water supply. And, you know, a lot of people believe this because, first of all, a lot of people have no knowledge of even basic chemistry. And, you know, they believe everything they read, which is one of the problems of why we have so many problems in today's society. But I thought that was pretty funny. But the point being I'm trying to make by this anecdote is that water is hydrogen combined with two molecules of oxygen. So what is hydrogen water? Well, hydrogen water, as the name implies, is basically plain water with extra hydrogen added to it. Now, the extra hydrogen is supposed to impart a number of health benefits. Hydrogen itself is a colorless, odorless, non-toxic gas that can bind to other elements like oxygen, as it does in water. Hydrogen with two atoms of oxygen is water. It's that simple. It also can combine with nitrogen and carbon to form various compounds, including sugar and water. You've heard. I'm sure you're familiar with the word carbohydrates. Anybody who's working out, or even if you're not working out, you know what carbohydrates are, right? Well, guess what? The hydro in the carbohydrate word, that's hydrogen. So hydrogen is also in carbohydrates. So now the thing is, certain companies claim that when the extra hydrogen is added to water, the hydrogen molecules are free and more accessible to your body. They make hydrogen water by infusing hydrogen gas into pure water before packing it into cans or pouches. Now, the first negative aspect of hydrogen water that you need to know is very expensive. There was one company selling a 30-pack of 8-ounce cans for $90. and it was suggested to drink 3 cans a day. So it's not cheap. And the question that arises is, okay, it's very expensive. Is it worth the cost? Now they also have hydrogen water machines. Now, what are the benefits of hydrogen water? Well, for one thing, it does provide antioxidant benefits. Free radicals are unstable single electrons that basically can cause oxidative damage. And molecular hydrogen actually helps neutralize free radicals, and it prevents you from the health negative effects of oxidative stress. There was a 8-week study in which 49 people received radiation therapy for liver cancer. Half of them were instructed to drink 51 to 68 ounces of hydrogen-enriched water per day. At the end of the trial, those who consumed the oxygen water experienced decreased levels of hydroperoxide, which is a marker of oxidative stress, and maintained greater antioxidant activity. So definitely hydrogen water does provide antioxidant benefits. One way it does that is by stimulating the activity of something called NRF2. This basically is the master antioxidant of the body. It controls the activity of endogenous enzyme antioxidants in the body, such as superoxide dismutase and glutathione. So there's no question that hydrogen water does provide antioxidant activity. There was another study that lasted a month. It had 26 healthy people who drank 20 ounces of hydrogen-rich water, but it showed no decreased markers of oxidative stress. So it's kind of up in the air, and something to think about is that many other nutrients provide either equal or actually more potent antioxidant benefits than hydrogen water for a lot less expense. I'm talking about a lot of your antioxidant nutrients: beta carotene, vitamin E, the mineral zinc. What else? Astaxanthin, if you want to get a little bit more interesting. I mean, there's dozens of nutrients and supplements that provide more antioxidant benefits than hydrogen water at a much less expense. There's something called the metabolic syndrome, which is consists of elevated blood glucose, increased triglyceride levels in the blood, elevated blood lipids such as cholesterol, and excess visceral fat. Now, metabolic syndrome is considered a precursor to type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Chronic inflammation is thought to be a contributing factor. Some research shows that hydrogen water can be effective at reducing markers of oxidative stress and improving risk factors related to metabolic syndrome. A 10-week study instructed 20 people with signs of metabolic syndrome to drink 30 to 34 ounces of hydrogen-enriched water each day. At the end of the trial, they showed significant reductions in the so-called bad cholesterol, low-density lipoprotein, also decreased total cholesterol, and increases in high-density lipoprotein cholesterol, which is considered protective against cardiovascular disease. What about athletes? And this is where you see a lot of the I don't want to quote, well, let's say hype about hydrogen water, is that it's kind of an ergogenic aid. Now, how can it benefit anybody working out, or a bodybuilder, or somebody who's involved in athletics? Well, it reduces inflammation. Now, you want to have, after you work out, there's a brief period of inflammation that ensues as soon as you complete your workout, and this is caused by a greater release of free radicals during the exercise session. In other words, when you work out, you take in a lot more oxygen, and when the more oxygen you take in, the greater the release of free radicals. Now, they used to think that free radicals were always damaging, but a couple of years ago they discovered that the free radical release right after exercise, which does cause a localized inflammation in the muscle, actually stimulates anabolic pathways. So, but here's the key. You only want to have a brief period of inflammation after you finish training. If the inflammation is extended, let's say a couple of hours or days after the workout, it impedes recovery, and it can actually prevent muscle gains. So hydrogen water can reduce inflammation. It also seems to reduce the accumulation of lactate in the blood. And now a lot of people, old research, I mean, a lot of the articles about hydrogen water and the videos, they act like increased lactate in the blood is a bad thing. That's old research. That's been thrown out. What's bad is lactic acid. In other words, when you work out, there's a anaerobic exercise as, a byproduct of oxygen metabolism, or I should say anaerobic metabolism, is an increased production of lactic acid. Now, the acid portion, which happens to be, coincidentally, hydrogen ions, it's acidic. And when the acidity level in the muscle increases too much, it inhibits energy-producing enzymes, so that causes muscle fatigue. So, in other words, it's not the lactate, it's the hydrogen ions. And when you produce lactic acid, the ions are disassociated from the lactate. The lactate leaves the muscle, travels in the blood to the liver, where it's converted in a process called gluconeogenesis back into glucose, which is a useful fuel, one of the main fuels of exercise. The glucose goes in the blood back to the muscle and acts as an energy source. And I just did an article in my Applied Metabolics about some of the misconceptions about lactate. This notion that lactate is a main cause of muscle fatigue is erroneous. Lactate is not a cause of muscle fatigue. It's the ions, lactic acid, hydrogen ions. And that's why you have supplements like baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, beta alanine. These things break down the acid, the hydrogen ions, and in doing so, they decrease muscle fatigue. So the notion that drinking hydrogen water will decrease lactate and help you work out is nonsensical, and yet you still see this. There was a study of 10 male soccer players who drank 51 ounces of hydrogen-enriched water, and they did show lower levels of blood lactate compared to a placebo group, but that doesn't mean anything. It's not the lactate is useful. So, you can't really say that this feature of hydrogen water of reducing lactate, you can't say it's a feature for athletes or it acts as an ergogenic aid. It does not. It does not. Now, what about the question? Since the acid produced in muscle is hydrogen ions, wouldn't drinking hydrogen water add to that? No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with it other than the name is the same. It's not going to increase your fatigue any more than the hydrogen ions themselves. So is hydrogen water safe? Generally it's safe, but as far as anything else goes, it's questionable. What else can I tell you? Let me see what else I can find here. I talked about oxidative stress, cardiovascular. It might have a good effect on. There was a study with unstable angina patients. These are heart patients. They consume hydrogen-rich water with conventional medications, and it was shown to relieve symptoms associated with that condition. The hydrogen-rich water group was noted to have lower cholesterol, lower ApoB, which is the backbone of LDL cholesterol, considered the most important index for detecting cardiovascular disease. LDL-C, the hydrogen-rich water seems to improve endothelial function in the arteries, which is good. What else? What about COVID-19? Let me see. Hydrogen inhalation can aid in the management of COVID-19. Again, that's inhalation, that's not water. The antioxidant biological effects of hydrogen-rich water are seen after hydrogen is cleared from the body. So hydrogen administration inhibited the cytokine, those are inflammatory immune system chemicals that cause a lot of the damage of COVID-19. Hydrogen administration inhibited the cytokine cascade and decreased blah, blah, blah. What else? Hydrogen water. What about cancer? Hydrogen water did show anti-cancer properties in one study, probably because of decreased oxidative stress. What about mental health? There's another one. Interesting study was performed on women with panic disorder. One was women were placed in a control group which didn't have hydrogen water. The other one drank 1,500 milliliters of hydrogen-rich water daily for 3 months. Results showed no significant difference. So the treatment group did, however, show a significant decrease in pro-inflammatory cytokines. Again, these are proteins released by the immune system that can cause a lot of systemic inflammation. They're also associated with catabolic effects in muscle, especially when you're over 40 years of age. What else? Hydrogen water. What about hydrogen water on aging? Let me see. It found that drinking hydrogen-rich water for 6 months was harmless and had a favorable effect on many of the factors associated with aging, like pain, metabolic process in the brain, strength in the lower extremities. Another study showed hydrogen anti-aging effects through the NRF2 pathway. That's the master antioxidant controller in the body. Helped vascular and endothelial cells, which would help prevent cardiovascular disease. It has therefore, hydrogen water has the potential to increase longevity. Hydrogen does the same thing. So let me see. Hydrogen-rich water can aid in the excretion of toxins from the liver to the bile. And it can help promote the excretion of toxins. What else? I think really that's about it for this hydrogen water. So what can we say about this? What could we say about this hydrogen water stuff? I mean, it's not. I wouldn't call it like the video that I posted recently on green powders. To me, any one of you who are subscribed to this channel who saw my video on green powders are a complete farce. I mean, they do contain nutrients in sub-nutritional amounts. In other words, the amount of nutrients in typical servings of green powders aren't enough to supply nutrients to a ant, much less a full-grown human. They're overpriced garbage. People are being paid a ton of money to push it, and some of these people are influencers, you know, who people trust because they have advanced degrees. And as I said in that video, you have to be very, very careful. These so-called influencers who have millions of followers, they have degree. I mean, they use the tech talk. People think they're so smart. Most of them are full of shit. I'm not saying everything they say is wrong, but these people are out to make money. In other words, they're not. A lot of their information is self-serving to help them make. They want to get rich, and like I say, just having the key point to remember. Just having an advanced degree is no assurance of truth or veracity or usefulness. You know, it doesn't. I mean, these people can be bought off, and I'm sure, I haven't looked, but I'm sure many of the people that are pushing hydrogen water are also paid off. I mean, they get big money. You know, now, you know, I was thinking about this the other day when, you know, after I viewed that video before I posted it, talking about the green powder. And I said to myself, you know, I'm not sponsored by anybody. Nobody pays me a dime to say anything about any product. I'm one of the only people left, I think, on the internet that's in that category. It's a couple, but not many. Most of them are bought off. But I say to myself, would I sponsor a product to sponsor me if they paid me the kind of money? Some of these people, I got to tell you, it's tempting. They're making $500,000 a month. Some of these people that are pushing these green powder crap are being paid $500,000 a month. They're making a lot of money. One guy who's got like millions of followers, he makes $20 million a year by pushing these green powder garbage. You know, and I say to myself, would I accept that kind of money to push a product that I know is worthless? Would I sacrifice my integrity? And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not rich. Like everybody else, I have a lot of bills. You know, I wish I could have a better standard of life, just like most of you watching this. I assume most of you are not multimillionaires. I'm in the same category. I'm just a middle-class guy. It's tempting. You know, I'd like to make a lot of money just like everybody else. The difference between me and some of these other people is I would put my money to good use. To me, that would be in helping animals. I would, you know, if I was rich enough, I would create some sort of, sanctuary. I'd pull every dog out of the kill shelters and bring them to the sanctuary. I'd help any and all animals. I would put my money to use, but that's just me. But here's the question: would I accept money to promote a product that I think is garbage? The answer is no. I don't care any amount of money. If I stay middle class, you know, struggling like everybody else, so be it. At least I could look in the mirror and sleep at night. You know what I mean? There's no justification, by the way. You know, some of these guys probably justify their pushing these shit products by saying, well, okay, I know the product stinks and it doesn't work, you know, but it's not going to hurt them. I mean, it's not like I'm pushing poison, and look at the money they're paying me. No, that's the wrong attitude, because you're sacrificing your integrity. People trust and believe in you, and you're willing to sacrifice that for that kind of money. Now, I would accept sponsorship. I keep using the wrong word. I would accept, let's say, commercials or endorse or give an endorsement to a product which I believe in, which I know helps people and I know it works. But I would have to really believe in the product to do that. I don't mind doing that. I don't think that sacrifices my integrity if I know for a fact that the product will help a lot of people. And as it is, I don't have any advertisements in either my Applied Metabolics or, as you can see in my videos, I don't have any product endorsements, and everything I tell you is the 100% truth. But getting back to, sorry about this big tangent, but this stuff is just really gets me how these so-called influencers, they have just zero integrity. They're just scum. Scum. You couldn't pay me to listen to these people's trashy videos. Never. I'd never look at them. But anyway, getting back to hydrogen water, what can we say about it? It's not that bad. It's not bad for you. It might have some decent antioxidant properties. The major feature that they use for athletes and bodybuilders is that it lowers lactate levels, which is ridiculous, as I said, because lactate levels are good for you. They're a source of energy for working out. They don't produce muscle fatigue. That's lactic acid, acid, acid. I got to keep saying that. If you read Applied Metabolics, I have a whole article on this. I explain the real effect of lactate in exercise and also on various health aspects of your body, how lactate can actually help you, including your brain. It's in Applied Metabolics. And besides that, in Applied Metabolics, I cover nutrition, exercise science, anti-aging research, ergogenic aids, hormone therapy, supplement science, which supplements work, which ones don't. And again, I am not sponsored by any supplement company, so I'm going to not hold back. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I've done this many, many times in my Applied Metabolics. I can save you thousands of dollars on worthless supplements because I have a little pet peeve about that. As I said also, I am a strong believer in food supplements. I take a lot of them myself, but I don't like these crappy guys, these bad apples that bring the whole industry down by selling underdose or useless supplements. And I feel nothing but great by exposing these scumbags. And I will continue to do so in Applied Metabolics. If you want to know the truth, you read Applied Metabolics. There's no ads. It's 30 to 40 pages every month. I've been a writer for half a century. I know how to write. I was a science editor for Muscle and Fitness major bodybuilding magazines for 30 years. I have thousands of articles published. I know how to write for the public. You don't need a medical dictionary to understand my articles. It can be understood by a sixth grader. And if you are illiterate and you don't know how to read, still no excuse, because there's several read programs that are available for free, including through Microsoft, that you can just put my publication on your screen, and it'll actually read you the entire article. You don't even have to read, but you'll still get the benefit from Applied Metabolics, which I think would benefit everybody. This publication is literally life-saving. And I don't care what your level of education is, you will learn something from reading every issue. And I don't cover the usual crap you see all over the internet, about, should you eat meat, all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's been covered 1,000 times. There's one guy, I have to tell you this, I just saw this earlier. There's one guy, this guy has 2 million followers on YouTube, a lot more than I do. And this guy, it's not that his information is bad, but he has like 70 videos on training shoulders alone. 70 videos on training. I mean, it's the same crap over and over again. I mean, I don't want to call people names, but it makes me wonder what's the brain power of people that are looking at this stuff, same old, same old. I mean, it's the same crap every time. Anyway, so subscribe today. It's www.appliedmetabolics.com. When you subscribe, send me an email, and I'll send you a invitation to join my private Applied Metabolics Facebook page, where each day I post new information on nutrition, exercise science, and general health and medicines, only for subscribers. I have an email portal on my Applied Metabolics webpage, again, only for subscribers, who can send me short questions about anything they read in Applied Metabolics or anything that comes to mind about nutrition, exercise, and I will answer their question in appreciation for their subscription. It's a kind of a bonus, and I only reply to current subscribers only. So, again, I'll have a limited amount of time. If you're not a subscriber, please don't waste your time by sending me an email. If you're not a subscriber, I'm only going to delete it. I'm sorry, I just don't have the time. The little bit of time I have, I'm going to devote to the people that are supporting my work. And a lot of these other people that have these digital publications, they don't do that at all. I mean, they will not answer your questions at all. So this is a feature that's unique to me. So that's about it. If you want to have the best friend you'll... Oh, I forgot. If you think my videos are of any use, please subscribe to this channel. It's free. I post a new video every Tuesday, and by all means, let others know about it. I mean, it's really pathetic that some of these people that offer just information of almost no practical use, they have 1 million or more followers. And you know, I don't even come close to that. And again, I'm not jealous. It's just that I don't think people know about me. I mean, so please spread the word. If they want honest, truthful information, subscribe to my Applied Metabolics and subscribe to the videos. There's a new one posted every Tuesday. So I think that's about it. If you want to have the best friend you'll ever have, go to your local shelter and adopt a dog. Thanks for listening.